Hello, Enrich community. This is your virtual bestie, Simran Adderley. Welcome back to the Enrich Podcast, the show where we explore topics that inspire you, grow you, and make you a better version of yourself. Today, I am going to be in your face and tell you that you are lying to yourself and you are not living your truth. Because if you want to work on your business and already have 9 to 5 on the side and you complain about not having enough time to work on your business, but you find yourself going out every single weekend, then you, my friend, have priority issues. You, my friend, are not living your truth. When you say you are going to go to the gym and you don't show up for yourself, you, my friend, are not living your truth. When you talk about your values, but don't align your actions and your outer world with your inner world, you, my friend, are not living your truth. If you stay in a job that drains you because it's safe, but you dream of starting your own venture, then you're not living your truth. And if you maintain relationships out of obligation rather than genuine connection, then my friend, you're not living your truth. When you pretend to be someone you're not and you fit in to avoid conflict, you're not living your truth. And if you find yourself hating others because they're following their authentic path and doing the things that you want to do, you're simply projecting your own insecurities. And that also makes you realize that you are not living your truth. So how do you live your truth? Knowing your personal values and living by them is a first step to living your truth. When you love all parts of you, both good and bad, you are living your truth. You, my friend, need to be clear and direct about your values. I may sound like a broken record because in the past I have talked about finding your values, really honing in, because you need to understand that living your truth means knowing yourself deeply, knowing what you value, knowing what you desire and what you want from your life. So, like I said, you need to be clear and direct about your values. Talk about them with your friends. Write them down. Look at them every single day and take one action that is aligned with your values. Let me tell you, my core values are listed on my board in this office because I want to look at them every single day. I used to write them down in my journal, but now I have them visible every single day because I'm usually spending most of my time here in the office and I want to make sure that I'm reminded of my core values. And then I do a check-in with myself every single day. Did I live my purpose? Did I live my truth? Okay. So let me also share some practical steps with you that you can take starting now to live your truth. And then I will share an example with you guys, which will make a little bit more sense. So we're going to take one of the values and we're going to create a step-by-step process on how you can live your truth. I'm also going to provide one step that you can take by the end of the episode. So stay tuned for that, which is very easy to do. I kind of already mentioned it already, but I'm going to go more in detail and I'm going to list some questions that you can ask yourself every single day. It could only take 5 minutes. I'm sure you can take up 5 minutes for yourself every single day. Okay. We get 24 hours a day. That is a long time. So if you don't have 5 minutes or 10 minutes, even 15 minutes for yourself, there's something wrong. You need to learn how to prioritize. You need to learn how to take out time for yourself. I actually did a recent retreat, a day retreat with amazing, beautiful community and amazing people with like-minded people. And, this is a question that was asked. Who is the most important person in your life? I want you to think about it. Now, let's go back to some practical steps to live your truth. So here are some practical steps that you can utilize starting right now. And I want you to really have an open mind, okay? Maybe you've heard of this before or you haven't, but you need to be deliberate and intentional about taking on time to live the highest version of yourself. This is what this podcast is about. If you're following me, you know you're on this personal development journey, you're on this truth seeking journey, and you feel so good questioning your reality. You feel so good questioning all the core beliefs or the limiting beliefs that have been passed on. It's very, very important that you question a lot of things, because that is when you're going to go lead yourself on this authentic path. Now let's go back to your practical steps that you should be taking starting today. So number one thing you need to do is self-reflect. Sounds very easy peasy, but let me tell you, once you really start to explore your inner world, you're going to dive so deep that you're going to fall in love with the process. Because guess what? We all want to be heard. We all want to be known. We all want to get to know ourselves through other people. But we never really dissect and dig deep on what are some things that I like. And if someone is saying certain things about ourselves, or, talking about ourselves in a way that is not true, at least you know that is their belief and this is your reality. This is where you're not going to be able to get caught up in that vicious cycle of like what people are going to think of me, what people are saying. You're going to get very clear on the things that you want, and you're very clear of the type of person who you are, and it's going to bother you a little less. If you're a South Asian, this belief has been passed on for a very long time about loki ki kyange, and what other people are going to think. And it can be very daunting at times, because sometimes you're making these bold moves and decisions, and this limiting belief comes out of nowhere. And you're like, wait a minute, when did I start caring about what other people think? So number one thing, self-reflect. What are some things that are important to you? Take out time to reflect on what truly matters to you. Write down your core values, okay? If you want to write down 2 core values today, you're going to win the day. So 5 are great. You can go up to 8, but I think the first 5 values are your core values. And of course, there are other things that can be important to you as well. But look at them, read them, write them down every single day. And I'm telling you, you're going to be on a path to living your true purpose. And in no time, you're going to start feeling so good and fall in love with who you are as a person. And you're going to start attracting all the aligned opportunities and things and people your way. And that is a very beautiful life to live. Okay. Number 2, align actions with values. Okay. Make sure your daily actions align with your values. If health is a core value for you, one action that you can take every single day is to commit to your morning workout routine. Let's say that's one of the action steps that you wrote down for your core values. That's so you stay aligned, right? So, this doesn't really have to be a crazy gym session every single day. It could be as simple as a brisk walk, yoga, or a quick home workout, whatever time allows for you. It could be 30 minutes every single day if that is one of your action steps, right? When you make this a daily habit, you're not only improving your physical health, but it is also reinforcing your commitment to your truth, to living your truth. And that is the most beautiful thing ever. Each time you choose to exercise, you're actively aligning your actions with your value of health. Okay, number 3, you need to be very clear on setting boundaries. This is something I've been talking about in a lot of my episodes, and it is a very important step for you as well. If you want to live a very authentic life, you need to learn how to set boundaries that protect your time and energy for what truly matters. Number 4, be authentic. Now you're like, what does that really mean? Show up as your authentic self in every aspect of your life. It ties in with all the other steps that I mentioned earlier, because it requires you to be authentic. It's just a reminder for you. Are you being authentic? Are you taking aligned actions? Are you aware about your core values? It's very important to really think about that. Now, number 5, take small steps towards your goals. So Sometimes looking at bigger goals can be daunting. I get it. So break down your goals into small, manageable steps and start taking action today. Number 6, you need to learn how to practice self-compassion. You need to be kind to yourself during this journey, because understand that, we all make mistakes. We're human beings, and we need to just learn from our mistakes. Okay. There is Dr. Kristen Neff. She talks about these 3 main components when it comes to self-compassion, which is self-kindness. So it's very important to be kind to yourself. We're the most critical to ourselves. We all heard that before, right? So learn how to appreciate yourself a lot more. I practice gratitude, gratefulness every single day, and I remind myself of the things that I'm proud of, the things I enjoy doing, and I'm grateful for that I'm even aware of the things that I enjoy doing. So I'm grateful for my body, to show myself more love, the things I do every single day. That is something that's very important to me. As you guys know, I love my walks. I love spending time with my little fur baby. And I also love my morning routine. So that is something where I feel like I enjoy me time. And also another thing that I've mentioned earlier is I really feel loved by myself when I'm taking on time to take care of my skin. So self-love is very important when you're practicing self-compassion, and also journaling. Maybe you can start journaling things you love about yourself. I think it's a great way for you to keep a record of things that you love about yourself. Sometimes we forget the things we even enjoy about ourselves or other people enjoy about us. So, sometimes when we are having a rough day and you're having a hard time, and maybe you broke up with your partner, or you had a breakup with your friend, or you had a really bad day at work, you can open up this journal and read through the things that you love about yourself, because things happen. You can't, dismiss the downs in your life, right? So we can't always be up. It's just not how life works. Life is not linear, and healing is not linear. So make sure that, you're keeping a track of the things that you love about yourself, and you're practicing self-compassion, and you are taking time to really give time to yourself for self-care. Number 2, you need to have a sense of common humanity. What I mean by that is understand that mistakes happen. We're human beings, and every single person has made mistakes in their life. So it's important to show compassion, forgive yourself. As long as you're learning from those mistakes, you don't need to be that hard on yourself. Okay. And last one, mindfulness. This is a big one. I want you to practice mindfulness every single day. How I do it, deep breathing. The more I'm practicing deep breathing, holy cow, like I feel like my lungs have opened up a lot more, but I'm more in control of my thought process. And even though these small practices seem so small, but they make a big, big difference in your life. Okay. And I want to say something what Dr. Kristen Neff has mentioned. So let me pull it up here. She says, self-compassion is simply the process of turning compassion inward. We're kind and understanding rather than harshly self-critical when we fail. We give ourselves support and encouragement rather than being cold or judgmental when challenges and difficulties arise in our lives. Research indicates that self-compassion is one of the most powerful sources of coping and resilience we have available, radically improving our mental and physical well-being. That is beautiful. Number 7 is avoid projection. So if you catch yourself hating on others who are living their truth and living their authentic self, authentic path, recognize that it's a projection of your own insecurities. Maybe there's something that you're missing in your life that you have to go out of your way to dislike things in others or project on others. We all have done that in the past. Maybe we're missing something in our life, and it's easier to, project on others. I think it's important to be in control of your own life and your own journey. When you look inwards and you realize that there's so much of your own mistakes and your own journey that you need to focus on, you care less what other people are doing. You actually have more compassion for others, because now you've taken a time to be compassionate towards yourself. Okay. So use it as a reminder to focus on your own path. And last one, seek support. Surround yourself with people who support your journey and hold you accountable. Join groups or find a mentor who inspires you. Okay. So something about me, I have been very, very much aligned with my values, and I'm always constantly working on myself to ensure that I am taking inspired action every single day. Do we have rough days? Heck yeah. Who doesn't, right? But how fast you pull yourself out of that, that is very important. How fast that you take that negative thought and rewire and re-switch to a positive one, that is very important. And that's what's going to make you or break you. Okay. So it's very important to surround yourself with like-minded people. I definitely have. I go to a lot of events where I meet like-minded people. I have connected with them. Sometimes I do a lot of one-on-ones with them. And I go to a lot of these workshops. I have been going to a lot of retreats where people come in and they just want to be on this personal development journey, personal growth journey. And it's so beautiful because the conversations I'm having with these people and the connections that I'm building is something that I've craved for a very long time. Always, actually, as long as I can remember. I love to dig deep with people where masks come off. And that is what makes us more human and connected. So make sure that you're not hesitant of seeking support. And if you need to find a coach, a mentor, a therapist, whatever that is, where you feel like your mask comes off, do it. As I mentioned earlier, there's something that I will be mentioning before end of this episode, which is something that you can do every single day, which is do self-reflection in your journal. So each evening, what you could do, you could spend 10 to 15 minutes reflecting on your day and by writing in your journal. This is something that I absolutely love doing. And it's okay if you miss a day or two, but it's just building those healthy habits, right? That is very important. So this is something I would suggest doing. Ask yourself these 3 questions. So here they are. Number 1, did my actions today align with my core values? Maybe you can list your 5 core values and you can list 1 action that you took. And if you want to start with 1, that's totally okay. You can list a few things that you did for that value. Let's say, for example, for health, as I mentioned earlier, what are some action steps that you took for health as one of your core values? You're going to start feeling so good because you are living the truth. Number 2, you can ask yourself, what did I do today that felt authentic and true to myself? This will make you think. So the last question is, were there moments when I felt I was not living my truth? And the probing question could be, how can I improve tomorrow? When you practice these questions and journal and self-reflect consistently, and you evaluate and align your daily actions with your values, you're going to make sure that you are living your truth every single day. You know, living your truth isn't always easy. It is so easy to fall back into old habits, but recognize those triggers is the first step. You know, you need to recognize what are some triggers that are showing up for you again and again. These are your patterns, right? That are going to give you feedback once you really start to practice self-reflection. So recognize the triggers that pull you away from your true self, from your true path. Okay. And then what you could also do, create accountability systems. Part of accountability every week. This is something I started with my cousin. She has this amazing business as well. And I asked her, I'm like, hey, let's meet weekly and hold each other accountable. Something that's easier and you catch up as well, because we would have a hard time, find time in our calendar. And it's so much more fun when you're catching up. We do it for 5-10 minutes and then we jump into our goals, and it's half an hour. It's that easy. And it's like, it's scheduled. It is in our calendar and we meet on Google Meet, and it's super cool. You can also get a mentor, a coach that can really help you stay on track as well. And also, it's very important that you acknowledge your fears and doubts, because they're going to show up. It's part of the process. But don't let them control you. Understand that this is part of the process. You're just working through them, and you're going to give yourself more evidence of the things that are important to you and that things are working out in your favor. So use this fear and these doubts as a motivation to push forward, to show and prove it to yourself that those are just fears and doubts. This is not your reality. Remember, living your truth means aligning your actions with your values and embracing all parts of yourself and being authentic. That is the most important thing and most important trait that you can give to yourself and your loved ones. You have the power to live your truth and be the best version of yourself. So starting today, I want you to follow these steps and practice them every single day. This journaling, this reflection technique is not going to take you that long. It's going to be 10 minutes. As I mentioned, you can give yourself 5 to 10 minutes every single day. Okay. We get 24 hours a day. Once again, thank you so much for joining me on this bold journey. Until next time, stay true to yourself, keep growing, and I'm going to leave you with this like I always do, sending you a lot of love and positive vibes. This is your virtual bestie, Simran Adderley, signing off.